Alienese 101, a guide by Giancarlo Del Rio. What is Alienese? Alienese is a fictional language from the animated sitcom known as Futurama. It was originally created as an inside joke between writers to see how quickly fans could decipher little hints or jokes that they would put in the background of episodes. Within the series, aliens don't speak any other language outside of Alienese and its subversions, which is AL1 and AL2. AL1 is a near one-to-one cipher of the English language that includes all of our letters, 0 to 9 in numbers, and basic punctuation excluding commas and question marks. And AL1 made about 155 appearances spanning 8 seasons of television, 4 films, 8 comic issues, a video game, and a Simpsons crossover episode. And here are some examples of AO1. So already from the first episode in the series, they use it in the background on signs, which already translates to the word drink. While by season 6, episode 6, they've already been more in your face about it because fans have already translated the cipher, and now it's gone from an inside joke between writers to now a little Easter egg for more diehard fans. And then another example in season 2, episode 6, which is a sign in a subway that translates to laser tentacle surgery. And there, another sign next to it says learn Spanglish, which is really interesting because Futurama has an odd relationship with English. By the 31st century, every country spoken around the world speaks English as their natural language. All other language are, learned if you want to learn it. And some languages are now become unofficial languages have now become official, like Spanglish. Potentially someone in the Futurama show could be fluent in Spanglish. But as seemingly simple or well made AL1 is, it has some anomalies. Like in season 1, episode 7, they show a scene behind Bender. There are some Egyptian hieroglyphs written on the wall. And for context, they're on an alien planet, not ancient Egypt or anywhere where hieroglyphs would make sense to be there. From a writer's perspective, this was meant to be implied as part of Alienese, an alien language. But when you translate them, they all translate into unrelated words like pillar, star, fish goddess, woman, or sacred eye. And none of these hieroglyphs really have any meaning when put together, so it was clearly chosen at random for a background gag. And as I mentioned before, how Futurama does have an odd relationship with language. This sign in season 2, episode 4, behind Fry, translates directly to joyous noise, which is the French translation of Merry Christmas. And what's so odd about this is that the show states that by the 31st century, French is considered to be a dead language, similar to how we view Latin. So it's kind of weird how, 2 words in French somehow made it all the way into an alien language. And now we have AL2. And AL2 is made up of 26 symbols, starting off from 0 to 25. Each number and symbol lines up to the numerical position of our alphabet. So 0 is A, 1 is B, 2 is C. And there's no punctuation. And when translating sentences, all spacing is ignored. And it only really works with the English alphabet. AL2 has only made a total of 9 appearances, 7 times in the series and twice in the comics. And due to how complicated AL2 was, it was rarely used and widely disliked by fans. And how do we translate AL2 to English? First, identify all the symbol numbers with the AA2 chart, right? So step 2, the first letter is the first symbol number. So basically what that means is if we look right here, we're translating these 3 symbols which go into TFP. So we look at this symbol right here and it lines up with number 19. The 19th letter in the alphabet is T. Then we look right here, this little triangle, which is the 24th symbol. So we would have to get the number 19 24 minus 19, which is how we find what the second letter translates to, which is 5. What's the fifth letter in the alphabet? F. So how it works is that every sentence has different symbols depending on what the first symbol in the sentence is. And then from there, you need to subtract the number that lines up with that symbol with the following number, and so on and so forth, until you translate the full word or full sentence. And going into grammar when it comes to AL1 and AL2. AL1 follows most basic English grammar rules, has all types of punctuations except commas and question marks, as I mentioned before. AL2 doesn't really follow many grammatical rules besides spelling. AL2 does not include punctuation, contractions, apostrophes, and neither versions of Alienese use capital letters. But both versions of Alienese follow subject-verb agreement and use a subject-verb-object order. And also they use most major parts of speech. Examples include nouns, verbs, adjectives, etc.